Hello, is anybody there? I'm half asleep. Can sort of see a dream. It's tangible, but I'm forsaken. Because this dream has already been taken. By moment's notice, I saw on my door that somebody had hung some socks, but what for? There's little time to understand everything. And if that's the case, I'm going to just be the moment, say whatever word comes to my mind. Alpha, betical, domicetical. What if all of a sudden my tongue started bleeding? Did I actually say something that was needing the everlast words spoken by some word master? Was it true or was he smoking? Simplicity and alacrity, and also the maitre d'. Times I've been rhyming, set forth, it's coming, the time's in. Oh, how sleepy we can grow, it's funny, you know? You can be sort of sleepy with friends and say things that don't really have loose ends other than laughter. Ha 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 ha. Haws and here and there. People are laughing about things that have no care. I've been talking since like the age of 4, but somehow I still haven't been able to find out the right words. Do you think you could ever produce air turds? Like some words that just should not be spoken. Do some spin right and some spin left? Like, oh, I can read your mind. But at the same point in time, I just know. And so there are some words that I shouldn't say because, hey, they'd really be wrong for somebody. Get them in real big trouble, you know. I still haven't figured out how to say those words, though. Mostly, though, I kind of just have said enough where I can say this much and nothing seems to happen. It's like all of a sudden I spoke myself into a quiet place. I spoke myself into this cave, the mouth of a cavity. Now, what word, in what way, takes me back the way in which I came so that I can say that people are also feeling this way. But who really knows, you know, where all the numbers they go? They connect to certain frequencies that have a time. So, cross my own timeline. I can't necessarily try to say something scarily to a number because numbers, they know. But maybe if I could speak numerically, then I could really actually go, what then do I speak? If it's not numbers, though, it's not necessarily understanding. Maybe it's just a stupor. And I'm like a special kid. That kid who used to eat the wrong things, the things nobody else did. Well, I have a story about that. If anybody wants to hear a story. So, once upon a time is what I would say if there were 3 little pigs around me on this day. Because that's how it always began for me. Back when things seemed to be so merrily, there was like great hills and cascading colors in the sky. You could almost think that everything was edible. No, this is no lie. And to this day, some people still say, once upon a time, there was a whispered word that some might have not heard, but this one word, when whispered, you see, would tickle your ears so violently. It was like a little secret, like being able to whistle, right? But people forgot this word because it was so small and you could only whisper it. And half the time when somebody whispered it, it tickled it. But there's a word that you can say when you whisper in a certain way. It tickles the ear of those that hear and can make some fun within a day. And hey, that's sort of like magic. At least that's what normal people say, until we get to all the people that talk about magic like there being some tragic book that we could open and say some words and we'd be hoping that we were on our best behavior for the last 10 years because, oh no, ghosts and goblins, they will appear. But again, I say, what kind of word is my way? It can be the truth or some aspect of it, I think. But it also has a way of being beyond the thirst, the drink. I can say grand schemes like pies in the sky, and it rains jelly dumplings. You better not look up and let one of those fall in your eye. Why am I even rhyming? I just turned this dang phone on and just clicked live stream. For what purpose? Well, that's to be seen. I'm just a guy in a chair. I've wandered from here, I've wandered from there. Sometimes I've gotten in trouble. Sometimes I've gotten in a football huddle. Am I really old? Well, old people still call me young, but if I was young, what would I call me? Probably something that was half done, but I wouldn't know what half baked meant. So I probably would have just said, oh, that's like something that never went. Anyways, that's neither here nor there, people. I know you're all crowding around trying to understand why there's a crowd. But it's simple, you see. I have one trick and one trick to it. These words, they're actually solid. You can see me chew it. And just like anything that you chew, eventually it gets old. You need to spit too. And so you're done with it. And that's the word. You just sit there and chew and chew and chew and chew. And then eventually, in your head, if you're open enough, and you say, "Ah, Whoopi Goldberg," then you'll make some rhyme real tough. See, it just happens. I told you it would. I can go on and on and on, but I don't know if I should. Yo, what's up, Mysterious Froggo? We're just sitting by the fireplace. It's really nice. Some heat that could come onto our face. Anyways, let me tell you something really strange, right? Well, there was this girl who had a curl in her hair, and her name was Fair. I mean, Fair that it didn't sound yucky. It was something that went like, oh shucks, why can't I think? Maybell. Maybell was her name. Mabel, yeah, that's it. I remember. Finally, it came. So, Mabel, this girl, oh my goodness, she was wild. She was crazy. I didn't even know her. I just saw a show of her. But as we say before we sleep, how much did I actually of my day keep? People, they're only impressed with what they think is impressive, which means that to an extent, people are only impressed with themselves. Maybe I should become a mirror manufacturer. Then, in some way, I can be the most impressive man there ever was. I'd, of course, hide my brand. It'd be in the place where everywhere you tried to look in the mirror, you held with your hand. Somehow I'd be the world's greatest handyman, causing reflections here and there, impressionists. I'd be the one who had got the gist of what it was to work. I mean, think of all these guys. Wait a second. Life's kind of a jerk. All these people who discovered things, I wonder what simplicity brings, like acids and bases. Don't mix them too much together. You could cause a reaction. But how do we build one up from one to another? I'll tell you a trick, I'll tell you a secret. All things are related. I even know how to beat math. That's right, 1 plus 1 can equal anything because it all comes from the same sum, the sum of all things, and in that place, everything is what brings. So technically, you can say whatever you want. It's just your ability to distinguish differences, that's all. But if you want to distinguish things that are the same, then everything's on that page. Nothing's to blame. 1 plus 1 equals 82. What do I care? Who knew? Well, I'm worse than the Grinch even when it comes to these rhymes. I'm worse than Shel Silverstein and the road she could never find. Right? If you read her poems, you might get that one. So, eventually I grew up into some 30 whatever year old that could just have an iPhone and rhyme as he goes for some a little interest. Here and there, far and wide, they came to hear. Hey, did you hear about that kid on YouTube that live streams and just rhymes for like hours? He just sits there and does it. It's kind of weird. But I actually thought that I was endeared with some great magnificent gift that somehow had been wrapped before Christmas even was. And the guy who gave it to me, all he said was just because. And I said nothing at that time. Because at that point, I actually really could rhyme. Which was that every word I said was meaningful in some way. Eventually, you get to be like me, and so many words are lost in the day. What does it really mean to truly rhyme, even? I say that it means to be on time. That every word you say is in a line. Every time you hear someone speak, the words they say, they're remembered and all. But eventually we grow and fall, and then the words that we speak, we forget them. They're no longer peak. And you know, I can do this without even anyone here because it's kind of fun. Really, if I'm just going to be clear. You know, how far really can I push it before I push everybody away? All the people in my day. Round and round and round the world spins. But nobody gets dizzy. Or wait, does anybody really know what's going on? Maybe they do. Maybe we're all dizzy, who knew? Maybe we're just like hats that are for computers. There's like some little device that you could make. You could design it, and people might say, hey, a computer hat. But it'd be funny on like one picture in Reddit, if that, you know? Well, I'm just real tired, and I thought, I'm just gonna go for broke. See if there's anyone that, you know, wants to see if we can't turn hot air into smoke. Ha! So far, There's not really been much to it. 24 minutes to be exact. But you know what? The funny thing is, I've never heard anyone speak like that for like 30 minutes. He got up on stage, everybody was quiet, but in the end, they felt like they were played. The guy didn't even know what he said. He just got up there and acted like the words that were going on were what he read. But we all think he actually didn't have a plan. Did he even write this? Did he write it on his hand? Did he practice it in the mirror? For heaven's sakes, or, heavens no. Why don't we live in a world where this is where people go? All of our leaders, they must get up on stage. They must stay up there for 2 hours in rhyme scheme a day, right? Let's see if they really can balance the word in their hand. And if not, why would we even believe anything that they said? They have no emotional connection to words, which means they don't really hurt. They're nerds. The funny thing is that a poet's not necessarily a nerd. What is he? Maybe he's just somebody who doesn't get it. Right? Because everybody else thinks I say when I want something. But the poet thinks I can say all the time. And it doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to be for anyone. I can break it up. I can shake it up. I can probably even milk it. All these words, I could probably start canning them. Oh, here's a poem from 10 years ago. It'll still be good no matter where you go. And I'm so fast that when I use a word first, I can still use it last. And it lasts. Triplets, alliterations. I've got all sorts of messages in pens. Call it Penn Station. Or it's all pent up. Ha. Fa-ha. You know? I'm just waiting for the right words to cause some physical reaction with the air, maybe the world around me. What if I knew how to, send microwaves, make people behave, hypnotize them on stage? If only I could be that good with words. With words. Maybe they'd call me Wordzilla. And I'd be the real killer. I'd be a thriller. A menace to society. Because they don't know what's trying me. But I got trials. I got fronts. And I go back to them because I gotta show them I'm tough. And if you're not tough, you'll never have enough to be Wordzilla, you see. because today I weighed myself and I was like 203. But you know, Wordzilla, he doesn't necessarily fit in with the genre or even type of person. He's more like some legendary thing like the Sasquatch, not even a human being. So we don't even know what kind of music he makes because by the time it takes to record the song, Wordzilla has changed. And now our words are all wrong. Coming in second place in the World Championship goes to Malo Malargo. And why was it him? Again, they wondered if he had made that up on a whim. But some names are meant to last, and some seem like they get washed off real quick. Real quick like. Anyways, this has been fun. This has been great. Am I done? Or am I still hungry? Take me home, country road, to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Take me home, sweet country road. Oh. You know what's funny? You guys want to know what is super funny? What is super duper funny? You think that feelings could kill you? Like it was like, oh, if this feeling was like what it was that I felt, then it was like strong enough to kill. You know? Like if this feeling, because a feeling, what is a feeling? Right? Like feeling is like something where it's like if I knew what it was. Right? If I knew what it was. So it's like, could you feel something that it was like that was something that could kill? So what's that like? It's just like knowing that if this feeling, if everybody could feel this feeling, or if somebody could feel this feeling, they might change. They might definitely change. Like the feeling, you know, and now it's obvious, right? Like we're talking about someone having a bad feeling, right? Like they feel bad. Well, before we even got there, it was like feeling was numb. We had none of it at all. Until we started attacking the problem, then we found out where our logic could fall. This dude was waving at me. I think he was trying to cast a magic spell. You guys, I have like I have magic, but it's called delayed magic. It usually happens in about like 10 to 30 years. Abracadabra. Just give it another 10 or 30. It'll happen. So I got these like army pants. They're like the only pants that fit me. The only pants that fit me now. I'm a big sucker. I'm like a big 315 squatting 275 benching sucker. This isn't weird. This is not weird. Can you guys ever make yourself laugh like that? Can any of you here make yourself laugh like that? Look at like it's just so funny. It's like I'm like half asleep because I just started this before I go to bed just for fun. I wanted to see like what would I talk about on stream before sleep and like how long would I have to do it before I just like started like speaking lunacy, right? I was just like, oh, this is just an experiment. Can I make you a mod? Dude, the only mod I have on this channel is like my friend that I've had for like 30 years. That's my mod that I have. Maybe if I knew you for like another 30. But yeah, the mod I have on this channel is like a friend I've had for like 30 years and like my close acquaintanceship life. But yeah. So I was like trying to think. I wanted to stream when I was getting really tired. And I think that I've gotten to this place now where I've broken through. Okay? This device is like, what is it? What is this device? What does this thing really do? You know, what is it for? What do we really need to do? What do we really need to have in this world? It's just like you can have it or not have it. I've just decided to I wonder if I like stare long enough at this device. Can I like riddle out the universe or something? Is there like something really something to know? She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming Round the mountain when she comes. Yeehaw! It doesn't matter what I say. I just figured that out. It really does not matter what I say. All that matters is luck, people. There's only one thing in this entire universe that matters, and it's luck and it's chance. Nothing else matters. Luck and chance are the only thing that matters. I just figured it out. I just figured out the universe. I just solved it for X and Y. Nothing matters. Just remember it. Nothing matters but luck and chance. Because who's to say that somebody doesn't get on my stream that changes my life? It's not me. It's you. It's you. Who's to say? It seems like a possibility. Doesn't seem that far-fetched. Somebody literally could get on here that would change my life. Who are they? I'm not sure. Will they say? I don't know. But it's a chance. There's a chance. There's a possibility. Am I hoping for it? You know, maybe I have higher hopes. Maybe I have higher hopes than that, okay? Maybe I just have a few higher hopes. Just a couple, though. I have just a couple higher hopes than hoping that somebody gets on here that changes my life. What else should I talk about? I'm done. I did like 30 minutes of rhyming. Did like... I've had like 4 or 5 yawns. 30 minutes of rhyming, 4 or 5 yawns. Talked about what could really change my life. You know? What really could change my life. Maybe I should just change my life. Maybe I just got a message from myself. Maybe I received it. Maybe I received a message from myself somehow. I need to change my life. Okay, what do I need to change? Tell me. Tell me. What do I need to change? How much fun I have, maybe. Because it's like, I'm trying to think what somebody would see if they watched this. Right? And this is out in the public. This is like maybe this is like some ultimate self-defense. Because it's like, really, it's not embarrassing, but it's just like, what the hell? Kind of. Maybe it's embarrassing, but it's fun. Maybe I'm having too much fun in my life. Is that possible? Come on. Is it possible to have too much fun in your life? Is it? I don't think so. I just think there's new ways of fun. And those new ways of fun allow us to get things done. Maybe a different way, but it's still fun. Is that the message? Oddly enough, this video is turning out like my description. Am I gonna have any good videos on my channel after I do like tons of these? There's like people doing like serious stuff. You like see movies with people having like all these serious like video logs. I feel like I'm just a great destroyer. I'm a great ruiner. Because I don't even do anything. You guys want to know what's worse than a bad person? A guy who literally does nothing. He's just there and no one can figure him out. It'll probably make the world's most like psychological person just give up. This person is for nothing. Like seriously. It's like I'll tell you what it feels like. Ooh, let me do this. I'll tell you exactly what it feels like. It's like um how can I know this? A person who exists for no reason at all, but they've done like everything. Oh, maybe I just solved the problem. Maybe it feels like you've done everything. Does anybody feel like they've done everything? And then when anybody tries to apply any form of like rationale to this person, it it doesn't like mean anything because no, that's not really what they've done. They've done other things. And if you're only looking at one thing, you're never taking into consideration everything else they've done. Whoa, I'm just remembering this video game dream I had. It was like an Olympic swimming pool, and it was like, oh, wow. Yep, move over there. I was like moving over there a little bit. I was like, come over here with some people. Yeah. Anyways, I just described a new feeling to you. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to just exist for no reason at all? That's what I feel like. But it's like it feels like you've done everything. And the reason why that's upsetting for everybody is because the more you try to understand this person, the more you get hyper focused on one thing, you'll always be overlooking everything else, which means that you'll never be able to describe them. That's me. Right? Right. So where does it go from here? Where does it go from here? It's like everything is so silly now. It's like all the great things are so silly. If I've literally spent the last like 10 years just making things that are just like, oh, it feels like I've done everything to every end. I've like done something at the beginning of a direction of all endings. Does anybody else feel like that? You feel like you've done everything? Oh, that's like my sixth yawn. That was a big one. I want to know everybody's name in the chat right now. How much of a persuasive guy am I? How persuasive am I? I want to know. 0 out of 10. We could say from 0 to 10 how persuasive I am. Oh, everybody left. Guess I'm not very persuasive. The seventh yawn. I can feel the dawn already. Let's just go until 11. Let's make it like even. Evenness. Evenness is next to godliness. Yeah, I said it. Evenness is next to godliness. Eight. Why am I yawning so much now? You want to know what I was going to do? I was just going to lay down and just close my eyes and just open them up every once in a while. See if anyone came into chat. Really? Really, I was. Dunk, 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 dunk. This is such a weird experience. It's like, if people could experience what it is like to experience other people, it's like I just don't fit in anywhere. Like, absolutely nowhere. That's so why I said it's so weird. It's like, you know, kind of different. Just a little different. Guess I don't care though. I guess I could just keep going down this road for a while. For forever. Why not? What does anybody even get in the end run anyways? I'll just be out of the loop forever. I'll just be out of the loop forever. So weird. My streams went from walking on the treadmill, they were doing okay, and then for a while they're sitting at the house. It was just like, whoa, geez, these are going bonkers. I should have just kept up with that. But I got sick. I really got sick of what I was doing. I got sick of it. I was so sick of it. I feel like the only one who would like want to watch me is like somebody to like study me. They like study. You try to like figure out how such a deviation exists. Are you here studying me? Are you trying to study me? Well, in that case, welcome to class. In today's lesson, I'm going to tell you a story about these headphones. They're the new Indie Grinds. And I have to remove them from my Bluetooth list of every device because they'll connect and like stay connected even in their case. Then it messes things up. It's kind of annoying. Just a little bit. Oh, jeez. Good thing I'm not in this like the state I was like 8 months ago. I would have really told you guys something. I would have really told you guys something. Well, screw it. Screw the even number. I'm going to bed. All right. Good night.